considering how things ended here last year, first time you guys are back here at Petco Park, does it feel like there's a little extra fire or fuel in the tank and now this team is motivated?
I think, you know, obviously it sort of takes us back to where we were at last year and how it ended. I think we had a lot of time to think about, you know, how the season ended and what we need to do to get better at. I think right now we feel good about how we're playing. So I don't know if there's any extra motivation or, you know, I still think that we're trying to do whatever we can to win a ball game tonight.
Considering you guys lose less matchups with each other, how does it make it feel like these games are more important right now?
I guess they're all important, obviously, but I do think that you don't get to see each other as much. So whether that's good or bad, you could argue both. But I wouldn't say that they're more important. Each game on the schedule is just as important.
Suero here, Gavin Stone down. What does that mean about the rotation coming up this week?
Yeah, Tony's going to pitch. I think as it stands now, Tony's going to pitch on Monday. And Clayton, I know, is going on Wednesday. So before Clayton is, Noah on Tuesday.
He is.
So Noah's going to go Tuesday. So just to have, you know, Gavin here for a start, I think it just allowed us to reset some things, give Noah some extra time, which we felt he needed. And then to get Wander here to do whatever we want, pitch in any situation, is going to be helpful.
How does Ferguson's situation kind of affect some of this?
Yeah, you know what, I think that you just don't know what's going to happen. So I know that his wife, Chris, is doing well, ready to have the baby. So we're just kind of waiting just like everyone else is. And then once it happens, we're just going to read and react and figure out what the corresponding move would be.
Was there consideration to keeping Stone for another one and just keeping the six-man group together to line these same three up for next weekend? Or
there was some thought, but I think that with the six-man, with the off day, I think it just gives, there's maybe a potential cost as far as getting guys out of their rhythm.
Why do you think the Syndergaard has a few extra days? Is it just like a reset a little bit? Something physical?
A little bit of both. I think that's something that after his last start we talked about, and talking to Noah, we just felt that it just made the most sense.
Is this sort of continuation of what you guys have been working with him all spring, or is there something that's sort of come up in the last couple starts mechanically with him?
I think it's something that we've talked about all spring. I think, I don't want to get into all of the specifics, but it's something that we've kind of talked about all spring and through the beginning part of the season.
How much kind of leash does he have to kind of work through some of this stuff, but still make, you know, his turn through the rotation every time?
You know, my expectation is that he's going to have a lot of leash. I think he's earned it. It's not always linear as far as kind of how players perform, but he's really given himself to us as far as being open to trying to get better. So for me, it's day to day, but I'm expecting him to pitch well and pitch well for us the rest of the season.
Where do things stand with Martinez? See him toting a bat around the clubhouse.
So J.D. is in the cage right now. He's going to swing the bat today. He's going to run. That'll dictate what he does tomorrow. And I still stand by him being activated at some point in that Milwaukee series. I just can't speak to, I mean, Tuesday or Monday is very unlikely, so the hope obviously leaves Tuesday or Wednesday, hopefully.
Is this his first time swinging in the cage?
First time.
And does he need a rehab at home?
That's going to be more of him and the training staff figuring out, you know, whether it's a rehab, whether it's bringing in a pitcher to take at bat, something like that, but he's going to need some live at bats for sure.
What do you like about, just, I mean, obviously Clayton's had a lot of success here, but what do you like about him against the Padres in this matchup?
Well, it's a very talented lineup. I think that with Clayton, if he's throwing the baseball the way he's capable of, the handedness, the left-handers, the right-handers. It really doesn't matter. He's pitching to both sides of the plate. The slider is tough to pick up. He likes these challenges too. You know, this is a very well-balanced lineup. So as much as I think Bomel feels about Darvish against us, I feel the same about Clayton.
Aside from like motivation for this series, is there an extra piece of fulfillment or just kind of exercising something when you have success against the team that eliminated you the year before?
I don't think so. I don't think it manifested that way for us or for them for the year prior, right? So I just think that right now we're playing some good baseball, so hopefully that manifests into more regular season wins, and we'll see what happens when we get there.
You kind of said you guys have been the class of the NLDS for a decade, but it seemed like this offseason, it seemed like you guys kind of like just forgotten team in a sense, just because of everything they did. Do you think that maybe fuels a player, or you guys just in terms of lining?
I think there might be something to that. I think that's individual. I think as a whole, I think we know we're capable of. We know what kind of ball club we have. But if you don't like it, then you got to play better. And so that's where it comes. Where we feel slighted, then we got to play better.
You kind of said so yourself during the winter meetings that you guys kind of like take a step back, kind of look inward, and sort of like the sort of hunger, intensity aspect during that series. How do you feel like that's kind of played out with this year's team so far?
Great. It's been a different ball club. The way we come to play every day, great. That was more in the thought of in the postseason. I felt we just didn't bring the energy and intensity like we should have. So the regular season, I think that we've done a great job, and so I'm sure we're gonna have to revisit that again. You know, hopefully, when we get through the season.
What are some of the factors when you decided Outman or Hayward should be starting at center?
Jason hasn't played a whole lot of left field, if any, and so he's taking more balls out there. So I feel right now the net of playing James in left and Jason in center, I think is a positive outcome with Mookie in right. Trying to divvy up a little bit of the Jason Peralta DH. But I think as time goes on, if we decide to put Jason out in right and leave James in center, we can do that, but I trust James to play any of the corner spots right now.
How encouraging have the at-bats been from whether it's Jason Hayward, David Peralta, some of those guys who were kind of struggling a little bit here and there?
They've been great. I think that James had a little bit of a snafu in that Pittsburgh series, that first game back in St. Louis, but came out of it. I think that David and Jason have been consistent. They just haven't been fortunate, and it's good to see them starting to get some knocks up.
With a couple weeks ago, like in the bullpen, you said like Evan was kind of your preference for ninth innings. Has that changed at all? Like you kind of had that spot the other day with Brewstar. Like how are you looking at the options you have late in games right now and what goes into those decisions?
No, it hasn't changed. I think more of that was driven by that eighth inning. I think they're interchangeable. Brewstar had a chance to get into the game, get hot in the eighth inning to potentially go 8 and the ninth inning. On that day, I didn't feel good about Evan doing a 1+, and so to have Brewstar ready to take down 2 outs, potentially, I felt good about it. Yeah, I feel good about both of them.
Has Brewstar gained some like extra confidence with you, especially in those late game spots? Like the other day he gave him a run, but overall it's been. Yeah,
and he made 2 good pitches to 2 lefties that hit 2 flares out there. The walk to Castellanos is something that was the killer. But yeah, Brewstar's pitching going really well.
Are you just overall getting a better kind of sense of the guys you're comfortable with in the pen? And obviously it kind of looks maybe a little different than we thought it would be.
I think so. I think so. They're all sort of now starting to get ahead, do what they're capable of doing, which is allowing for us to have a much better sense of their roles, more confidence in them. So really happy with the way they've come around the last week to 10 days.
Trace back to full strength?
Trace is back to full strength. He'll be in there tomorrow. He'll be out there tomorrow.
Has it been trickier to find the right spots to sort of play him? Because I know it seems like he hasn't got a whole lot of starts lately, even against lefties.
Yeah, I mean, I think against the lefties, I didn't have him start against that last lefty, but he was going to start against Nolan, but was sick. He'll get the start against Snell, and then he'll get 2 starts in Milwaukee against some lefties. So we'll see how it goes.